Does the narcissist regret losing you? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Now, there are plenty of people on YouTube who will just tell you that yes, the narcissist regrets losing you. But that isn't completely true. Yes, they may miss the benefits and conveniences that you provided to them. They may regret losing that, although they won't see it as though it was their fault. They will see it as though it was something you did that caused them to lose that. They're not going to blame themselves. But other than that, they don't regret losing you. They never even knew who you are as a person. They never even took the time to get to know you. And I'm sure if you were with a narcissist, you would have noticed that. Can you ever remember a time where you just sat in a room together and just had a normal conversation? Or where they asked you questions about yourself? Where they showed an eagerness, curiosity to learn more about you? Can you ever remember a time like that? Maybe you were together months or years. Can you remember even one time when you had a conversation like that? I'm sure the answer is no, if you were dealing with a narcissist, because they have no desire to learn anything about you or anyone else. They may pretend to take an interest in you in the beginning, if they think that that will help them to secure you as their supply. But they'll only do that if they feel like they have to. Otherwise, they're not even going to bother. Because they don't recognize your value. They don't even see just how valuable you are. Like I've said before, if you give a $100 bill to a toddler, they're not going to know how valuable it is. They will just tear it up. They're not going to save it or invest it. And it's because of their emotional maturity. You have to have something of value to be able to recognize something of value. You have to know what it is. A narcissist, they don't know. They targeted you because they saw your kindness as a weakness, as a way for them to get in. And then they began to use you as a shoulder to cry on, as the emotional tampon, as the personal ATM. And that's all you really were to them. You were never anything else. You weren't ever anything of value to them. And that's how it was so easy for them to devalue and discard you. So the answer to the question is no. They do not regret losing you. And this is how you know. This is how you know what you were dealing with. This is how you know that you're dealing with someone who's a narcissist, a toxic person, someone who isn't right. Maybe they've been through a lot of traumas. This is how you know, because a normal person will recognize your value, your worth, because they've done the work in their own lives. So they can appreciate how much work you must have done to be the person that you are. But someone who hasn't done the work, they're not going to be able to recognize it. They're not going to see it. They might just see something they can use, but they're not going to see the value in you as a person. So of course, they're not going to regret losing you as a person as well. That's how it's so easy for them to discard you and not think about you. They only hoover you because they want something. They don't really want to come back to try and rebuild the relationship. They never cared about that. I've said before, they don't even want a relationship. It's a means to an end. It's just something they use to get what they want. They don't even want a relationship with you. They never did. They just used that to get what they wanted from you. That's all it was. And this is how you know, this is what separates narcissists from normal people. Because normal people, we do want love, intimacy, and connection. We do see the value in other people. And they don't. They see the value only in superficial things, in things that they think can benefit them. And even then, it's just a temporary engagement until they find something they think is better. Or they just find someone who they think is weaker or easier to use. Someone who's more of a fool than you are. Because once you've been through this enough times, you become a lost cause to the narcissist. They already know that you know what they're about, and then they want nothing to do with you after that. What's the point in them being around someone if they can't trick them? It's pointless to a narcissist. But yeah, some of you may not like to hear it, but I can only give you the truth. And the truth is that no, they do not regret losing you as a person. No, they do not recognize your value after you've gone. They never recognized your value. They never did. It's not possible for them to do that. You have to remember that they are self-absorbed and they lack empathy. They're very arrogant. They have a strong sense of entitlement. So where do they have the capacity to consider the value of another person when they're so insecure that they're constantly thinking about their own value? And that is how they can just go on in a conversation talking about themselves, never giving you any time to speak, because they're just so wrapped up in their own world they can't even consider you. If they recognize your value, they wouldn't be doing these monologues for hours and hours at a time. That wouldn't make any sense. They wouldn't disrespect you every day, insult you and put you down. So of course they do not regret losing you as a person. They regret losing the benefits and conveniences that you provided to them. But even for that, they blame you. They see it as though you did something to mess it up, or you are the reason why they left you. They blame you. They don't see it as though they should have done something different. They don't think that way. They can't think that way. That's not how their disorder is designed to function. So yeah, that's it. They do not regret losing you. It's as simple as that. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please give it a thumbs up down below. Share the video. Subscribe. For coaching, you can book from my website. It's narcsurvivor.co.uk. And I am on Instagram as well. It's Narc Survivor YouTube on Instagram. You can send me a message on there. And I also have new pictures and videos on there every day. So definitely check on my Instagram. It's Narc Survivor YouTube. All right, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you in another one very soon.